You're watching the Big 12 on ESPN. Welcome to the City Beautiful. You know, they even call this place the happiest place on earth. We're in Orlando and inside the Bounce House. And it's senior day. We've got the UCF Knights taking on the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Custer alongside Leger Douzable. And Deuce, I'm telling you, we got two programs who need a win in the worst way. You know, the Cowboys, well, they've lost 9 straight. In fact, they have not won a Big 12 game in 2 years. Now, as for UCF, look, they haven't gotten a victory since mid-October and need to win these last 2 games if they want to become bowl eligible. Yeah. So how does one of these programs get it done today?
It's going to have to be defensive-led. Both of these teams are defensive-led. We'll start with Oklahoma State. 2 of the last 3 games, they've been dominant against the run, right? That needs to continue against this potent rushing attack for UCF, and they have to limit the explosive plays. For UCF, last week versus Texas Tech, didn't feel like they played up to the standard. They played really well all year long. They have to get back to playing fast, physical, and detailed. They do that, they'll have some success on defense.
You know, both of these programs rely on the running game offensively, and hey, the Cowboys have got a talented freshman, but UCF, they've got a dynamic duo.
Yeah, Miles Montgomery, he is the heartbeat of this team. They've sorely missed him over the last game and a half. He gets those gritty yards, and then when you go to the other running back, Jaden Nixon, he's kind of that change of pace back. He's a guy they want to get the ball to in space because when he gets to the second level, he has track speed. So they want to get him going to the second level because that track speed takes over. When you look at Oklahoma State, Rodney Fields is their running back. He is a guy that is really taking over the lead back row. The last 2 games, he's been really good. Built low to the ground. He's a guy that's also a safety blanket for the quarterback out of the backfield. They'll get him going early and often today.
Both of these programs trying to get off the schneid of losing streaks. UCF won the toss. They've opted to defer, so they're going to kick things away. The Cowboys will get the football first. This will be just the second meeting between these 2 programs. First one came a couple of seasons ago, and it was UCF who won 45-3. Noe Ruelas kicking things away. Gavin Freeman back deep. And it is the Cowboys who come to the football with the football first. That means we'll get a good look at Zane Flores, the red shirt freshman for the Cowboys. And, you know, the interesting thing about Flores, even though he is a freshman, you know, technically this is really his 3rd season of collegiate football. Got a red shirt his first season, then got a medical waiver last year where he was hurt all season long.
Yeah, this is a guy that's been in the program 3 years, and since he's come back at quarterback, the offense has opened up. He knows how to check and get them into the right plays.
Rodney Fields offset left of Flores. He'll swing it out the Fields. And he's got a first down and forced out of bounds. You know, taking a look at what Flores has done so far this season, this is his 7th start. Threw for 233 yards against K-State last week. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles.
And those 2 interceptions and fumbles weren't on him. They were protection busts, right? Both of those interceptions happened because they had unabated rushers to the quarterback while he was throwing the football. So he's a guy, like I said, that knows how to get them into the right play. He knows this offense. Where they've really struggled at, Brian, is in the red zone. They have to be better in the red zone and finish with touchdowns.
Gotta score. They'll pitch it out to Fields. He's their best player. Tries to get over that edge. Pick up of a couple. Philip Dunham made the tackle, pick up a 4 yards.
Let's see Philip Dunham, number 2, to the left of your screen. We call that meeting somebody in the alley. That's a nice job, chopping that outside leg down from the safety position.
Sesi Valahi has checked into the backfield, replacing Fields. Second and 6. Flores throwing and overthrowing Terrell Davis. That was Lewis Carter, the man who applied the pressure to Flores.
And Flores would want that back because he had his tight end running on the drag route, number 80, Carson Suasui. He was wide open on that drag route. He decides to go to that 7 cut, just overthrows it.
Scott Frost, 3rd season as head coach here at UCF. Finishing up basically his 1st season of his 2nd tenure here in Orlando. 3rd and 6. Flores again, throws, got him. Shamar Rigby. Rigby's got a first down, and he's in night territory.
It's nice patience right there from the quarterback, Zane Flores. He finds Rigby on this 7 cut. You see the underneath defender, number 4, Braden Marshall. He doesn't get enough depth. You see him trying to jump and get that ball down. He caught out a nice little hole shot. Nice throw, nice patience by the quarterback, and a good job by the offensive line on 3rd and long.
Cowboys trying to go a little tempo. Looking at 1st and 10. Opening drive. And it's Fields. Forced out of bounds at the 40.
So last time we saw number 2, Philip Dunham, make this play in the alley. You can see him, he misses it. This goes back to the intro. I talked about how explosive Rodney Fields can get when he gets to the edge. It's a nice job right there, making sure the safety misses in that alley.
Cowboys will be looking at 2nd and 4 from the night 40. And they'll keep it on the ground. Fields again, maybe 1.
Derek LeBlanc, number 88, does a nice job as a defensive tackle, disengaging, getting in the backfield to stop Rodney Fields from getting a big game there. 3rd down, Alex Grinch, the first 3rd down. He only did a 4-man rush, dropped in coverage. Let's see, he likes some simulated pressure where he'll bring 4 or 5 guys to the line of scrimmage and then drop out and let his rushers get after the quarterback to dictate the protection.
See if they look here at Freeman, but they'll keep it on the ground. And Valahi. And that's enough for a first down. And once again, they'll move the sticks.
Nice job by the offensive line. You see number 75 pulling from right to left. Jacob Sanders does a nice job on that counter play. And I love the play call right there by Kevin Johns, the play caller. It lets you know on that play, if they had got stopped for maybe 4th and 1, they were going to go for it. So they end up picking up the first down, like the play call to run the ball there on 3rd and short.
From the 35 of UCF. Terrell Davis in motion, and he makes the catch.
Simple bootleg to the right, moving the launch point so their quarterback, Zane Flores, can see the entire field. Nice little stop right there by number 2, Terrell Davis, in zone coverage, pitch and catch. I love the balance of the run and pass, and also how Kevin Johns is moving the pocket so his quarterback can see the entire field.
And you're knocking on the door, the red zone, and you know, Doug Meacham, Kevin Johns, offensive coordinator of Oklahoma State, both said over the past few weeks, we've moved the football. We just got to score when we get in the red zone.
This has been their bugaboo. Right when they get to the 20, right outside the 20, they've had turnovers, they've had missed field goals. They got to be able to finish drives in the red zone.
Another 1-yard pickup. Now, UCF defense, you want to talk about stingy, and especially up front.
Definitely. They're only giving up about 22 points a game, and you see it right there. 0 points allowed in the first quarter. So let's see if they can keep that up. It's spearheaded by their 2 edge guys, Najee Kelly, number 9, and number 51, Malachi Lawrence.
Flores throwing. Fields bobbled it, dropped it. Cole Kowalski.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass if 3rd down. That time, Alex Grinch decides to bring pressure. You see number 20 right there, Lewis Carter. That means Kozlowski has Rodney Fields to the flat. Nice job getting to your responsibility. And a physical tackle to dislodge after get the PBU.
So the Cowboys are now 2 for 2 on 3rd down. They've had it twice on this opening drive. Let's see if they can convert here. They're at the 20 of UCF.
And this is the scenario. You see number 0 in the middle, Kelly Lawson. He is a edge guy and off-field linebacker. They'll put him in the middle to dictate this protection. They want 5 one-on-one rushes right here. You see him right in the middle.
Flores looking left, throwing, slant, complete, and that's Davis. And it's enough for another first down for the Cowboys.
See Terrell Davis on the outside. Nice little slant route. He beats number 7, Antoine Jackson, inside. And if you're Jackson right there, you got to secure the tackle while trying to rip at the football. He misses the tackle, which allows Terrell Davis to get up the field and get the first down.
Cowboys average basically 14 points a game. That is obviously last in the Big 12.
But again, this has been their bugaboo right here, Brian, like in the red zone. They got to be able to finish this drive. They scored on the opening drive versus Kansas. Didn't do it versus Kansas State. Let's see if they can finish this drive off.
And it's Fields. Fields over the left side. Puts his shoulder down and forced out of bounds at the 6. Damari Henderson forced him out, 3-yard pickup.
Nice job by everybody on the Knights defense rallying to the football. Looked like for a second on that counterpoint play, he was going to get to the edge. A nice job by Henderson, number 8, coming from his safety position to get Fields down.
Second and goal. Opening drive of the game.
I'm surprised to see a run here.
Floors throwing. This is Freeman. Gavin Freeman, cutback touchdown, Oklahoma State. He is their big play receiver. Oklahoma State said he must have a big game for us to be successful.
He's a guy they like to go to in the red zone when they get down here. Look at that move on Braden Marshall right there. He sells the outside like he's running to the pylon, cuts back inside. Also, again, love Kevin Johns. Move in the pocket to give his quarterback an easy throw. Simple throw to the flat. You get a nice block by the receiver. One-on-one with a DB, makes a miss, gets into the end zone, poke score on the opening drive.
Logan Ward with the extra kick, the extra point, and Gavin Freeman gets the Pokes on the board. Oklahoma State 7, the Knights nothing. Welcome back to Orlando. Jay Duzable, Brian Custer here with you, and Oklahoma State takes the opening kick. Well, they just went basically 7 minutes right down the field. 13 plays, 75 yards for a touchdown. You got to go back a couple of games. Last time they did that a couple of games ago against Kansas, where they took the opening drive and scored a touchdown.
Yeah, they look good, and we always talk about this in locker rooms and on the field, right? The opening script, the first 15 are scripted. Now that you've got that script out the way, can you adjust to what UCF defense is doing? That'll be the key for the Pokes to see if they have continued success on offense.
Wes Paul will be kicking things away. Back deep is Dwayne Thomas, speedy. All right, Jay, let's talk about some do's and don'ts when we talk about this game.
Let's get to them for the UCF offense. Get Dwayne Thomas going. Thomas is UCF's most dynamic player on offense. They use him in multiple ways. He's a mismatch in space. They got to get him going. And don't for the Oklahoma State defense. Don't allow the UCF rushing game to control the game. UCF has a potent rushing attack, and the Cowboys defense can't allow them to control the game. The dudes for the Oklahoma State offense. Dudes take care of the football. Oklahoma State struggled protecting the ball with 5 turnovers last week. It was the main reason they lost. And don't for the UCF defense. Don't allow Gavin Freeman to get going. Freeman is Oklahoma State's best playmaker. The Cowboys were getting to him on jet sweep, and you saw it right there. Got it to him on the flat for a touchdown.
Yeah, he's already scored. That pass is complete to DJ Black. 11-yard pickup and the first down. And the Knights ago with the tempo. Taven Jackson, the redshirt junior. Another one. Right there, Dylan Wade, the tight end. And another first down.
You got to be excited if you're Scott Frost, right? Because last week, Taven Jackson had some misreads on some RPOs. Those first 2 plays were RPOs. The corners are off. It's a run-called play. But since you have that separation, get the ball to your receivers in space. He did that 2 plays in a row.
Speedy Thomas in motion. Jackson looking, holding it. He's going to take off. Across midfield. About a couple of yards shy of a first down.
And you talked about Speedy Thomas in motion. I thought he had him in the post right there. Now, I think he got shook by that safety that decided to drop back late. Don't mind him tucking the ball and getting positive yards there on first down.
Cowboy territory. Looking at 2nd and 3. Jackson threw for 178 yards last week against Texas Tech. His 5th time last 6 games, though he's thrown for fewer than 200. Quickly to the outside and incomplete. He was looking at Waden Charles. You can look at Doug Meacham. He's the interim head coach. It's his 12th season here at his alma mater. He was the OC for Mike Gundy after Oklahoma State fired Mike Gundy after the 3rd game of the season. Meacham took over.
Look for them to run the ball here. This could be 2-down territory for the Knights.
Right up the middle. Miles Montgomery. That's another guy you got to get going for 2 yards.
What a tackle by number 5, Brian McCoy. He is a gutsy player that's gritty. He's also a leader on that team. He's a guy that gets in players' face when they are not holding up their end of the bargain. He's one of the most physical players on this team. And you saw it right there, head up with Miles Montgomery. He stops him from getting the first down.
And one of the most intense players you'll ever find. A.J. Adai in the backfield, and their flags.
False start. Number 55, offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
That's Cam Kinney. And Brian, when we sat with Scott Frost, this was one of the first questions I asked him. The pre-snap penalties. It has plagued this offense. You're going to see him. He's the center. He flinches the ball and causes the offside. Too many opportunities where they've tried to go for it on 4th down.
Number 0 is wearing jersey number 93.
Or on 3rd and short that they've gotten offsides that's put them behind the 8-ball right there. Going to go for it on 4th and 1. Because of the pre-snap penalty again, they're forced to punt the football.
So that means Anthony Veneri will have to come in, and another flag comes in.
I think they tried to do that on purpose to get a little bit more space for their punter. If I was Oklahoma State, I would decline the penalty.
Delay of game, offense. The penalty is declined. It's 4th down.
Trayvon Barrett is our referee. Veneri again will punt things away. Gavin Freeman standing at his own 6. That'll be a touchback. 5:24 left here in the 1st quarter. It's the Cowboys up 7-0. Senior Day here in Orlando.
Unlock more sports for one unbeatable price. Get unrivaled coverage all year long. Introducing the new ESPN Fox One bundle.
So we take a look at the standings in this conference. And, Tech and BYU sitting there right at the top. Tech was a team that really put it on UCF last week. And BYU obviously against Oklahoma State as Flores throw, crossing route, complete. Terrell Davis. Davis is close to another first down for the Cowboys. DJ Bell makes the stop, but 8-yard pickup.
They end up being a 3-man rush, 8-man drop. Right there, they lock the corners on the outside. DJ Bell's in man coverage from right to left on that drag route. It's hard to cover a receiver all the way across the field. Nice patience again by Zane Flores, going through his progression and finding Davis on that drag route.
Second offensive series here for the Cowboys as we're into 5 minutes left in the quarter. Here's Rodney Fields, the freshman, over the left side. R.J. Jackson Jr. makes the stop, 3-yard pickup for the freshman. He's a guy who battled with groin injuries, he had turf toe, but yet still over 500 yards rushing this season.
And that's where he's been so good on plays like that. Plays that look like they should go for negative or no yards. He gets 2 or 3 yards, just gets the gritty yards he's low and built to the ground. And a lot of times I think he gets lost behind the line of the offensive line. So right there does a nice job on 2nd and 1 picking up that first down.
And he gets the call once again. Running hard is Fields. 5-yard pickup for him.
You're going to see number 76, Bob Schick. He does a nice job pulling. Also number 85, that's Grayson Brusso. They do a nice job, and Rodney Fields just follows his blocks. They're not going to arm tackle this guy. He's low, built to the ground, almost like a fire hydrant. He runs through that arm tackle and gets a positive gain on first down.
Sesi Valahi is checked into the backfield to give Fields a blow. Sam Jackson in motion. Flores throws. Valahi out of the backfield. Cross midfield.
Flores completes. Number 3,
16-yard pickup for the Cowboys.
Kevin Johns has found something on these drag routes coming across the field. What he's doing, and he's making these linebackers cover in match zone. You see it right there. Cole Kozlowski, he's manned up with a receiver because he has to match him in zone coverage. The offensive line is blocked really well. It'd be interesting to see what Alex Grinch does to deter that going forward because they've had a lot of success the first 2 drives on these crossing patterns.
Flores is 5 of 7 for 55 yards and a touchdown so far in the air. Downfield again and incomplete. Jaden Bellamy in coverage. And he was looking at Terrell Davis.
And he baited him the whole way because this is cover 2. He's a flat defender, but he sinks because nobody comes out to the flat. And Zane Flores doesn't even see him. He thinks he has Terrell Davis wide open on that corner route. Nice job right there, sinking by number 29, Bellamy. Almost comes away with an interception.
Fields up the middle. Pushes the Powell to the 40. 3rd down coming.
There it is again because 3-4 yards in the cloud of dust. It looks like a play where he stopped from 1 yard. He gets 3 or 4 yards and makes this a manageable 3rd down. Right, he actually gets 6 right there. And if you're Oklahoma State, that's where you want to be. You want to stay ahead of the chains. So this defense, more specifically the defensive ends, can't pin their ears back and come after your quarterback.
Oklahoma State so far in this first quarter, 3 for 3 on 3rd down. And they're looking at 3rd and 4 from the next 40.
Looking at a light box too. They could run it. They could be in 2-down territory right here.
It's Fields, misdirection. He's close, maybe a yard shy. Jefferson LaFontaine with the stop, 2-yard pickup.
I like some counter action, but LaFontaine does a nice job. You see him right there blocking with number 51. He disengages, has his right arm free against Rodney Fields now before he can get to the first down marker. And it looks like Oklahoma State will go for this.
4th and 1. They line up in the pistol. Fields. Now they motion. Flores throws to Fields. Upended.
Gonna be tight.
Did he get the first down?
Oh.
Philip Dunham came up and made the stop.
What a play by Philip Dunham. Look at the safety in the middle of the field. He's tracking. He has Fields to the flat. Sauce down that outside leg. He gets the Knights off the field on a pivotal 4th down.
Welcome back to Orlando. UCF Knights got a big stop on turnover. Turnover on downs. Get the football. Pass is complete to Wade and Charles.
Look at this to the right of the screen right there, number 73, Jacob Mayava. That was a collision with a Suanu on the outside. That was a heck of a collision to protect for his quarterback to throw that in-breaking slant route on the RPO.
Under a minute left in the quarter. High snap. Jackson throws it away.
And that ball was a little hot and high, but that's one Taven Jackson has to come down with. Looks like he took his eye off the ball a little bit.
Grounding. The quarterback was outside of the pocket. The pass went beyond the line of scrimmage. It's second down.
But I love that it was a heads-up play by him, right? Not to make a mistake and try to force anything down the field. He gets the ball, corrals it, rolls out, and just throws it away.
30 seconds left in the quarter. Second offensive possession here for the Knights. Jackson throwing, almost intercepted, and it is. Cam Smith comes up with the deflection. And it was Ike Isuane is the one who deflected that one. Cam Smith comes up with the pick, his first of the season, and a guy who they claim the most consistent player in that secondary.
Yeah, and he was late with the football. He's trying to go to number 12 right there, Carl Jenkins Jr. Carl Jenkins understands the leverage of Isuane. He's on the inside. That ball has to be to the outside shoulder. He leaves it inside. It gets tipped up. We always had a saying in the defensive meeting room, tips and overthrows, gotta get those. Cam Smith, Johnny on the spot, gets an interception.
First turnover goes to the Cowboys. And great field position. Yeah, first and 10 from their own 46. Trips at the bottom of your screen. Freeman in motion. He gets the jet sweep. And that's blown up by Braden Marshall. Welcome back, Braden Marshall, who didn't play last week, but they were happy. They talked effusive praise that he was back in the lineup.
And that's why, the physicality. You see it right here to the right of the screen. Watch how he blows up that pulling running back, Sessi Valahi. He blows him up, and not only blows him up, he gets a tackle for loss. They missed his physicality last week.
It is senior day here in Orlando, and it's the Cowboys with a 7-0 lead. Second quarter when we come back.
Wildly entertaining and unpredictable Big 12 has a champion to crown, and AT&T Stadium is where we're going to decide it.
Into the corner, touchdown.
We begin the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys with the football. They're up 7-0. Looking at second down from their own 43. Floors, throws, trying to tight window, tried to squeeze it in there, but it's incomplete.
Just going back to the last play, right there. Looks like maybe Phillip Dillon or Brandon Marshall, jawing back and forth. Somebody hits him on the little face mask right there. But third and long, again, we haven't seen much pressure from Alex Grinch. Usually this is where Kelly Lawson lines up in the center, over the center to dictate that pass rush. But they don't do it here. Right now, number 9, Najee Kelly, they're in. He's moved inside.
Third 13. Keep it on the ground. There's Valahi with the carry. Just a 3-yard pickup, and the Cowboys will punt that away.
Yeah, right there, Kevin Johns being a little conservative. He loves how his offense is played, but he loves how his defense is played even more. So right there, they just want to run the ball, punt it away, don't put it in harm's way, because the Cowboys defense has played really well to start this game.
Wes Paul will be doing the punting. He averages about 46 yards a punt. Antoine Jackson standing back at his own 10 for the Knights. Fair catch at the 2. The Knights will take over. 52-yard punt. They're down 7-0 here in the second quarter. Second quarter here in Orlando. You can take a look at the Knights. Only 43 total yards of offense in that first quarter. They've been held, talking about the Knights, under 300 yards for 3 straight games. And plays like this, Leger, don't help.
They don't at all. And Antoine Jackson's a veteran guy. You have to know this. Put your heels at 5. They teach you that in literally Little League. If you drift back, if you have to drift back, you don't catch the football. Right now, you put your offense against it, way backed up. They got to be really careful with the football here and protect it. We saw Taven Jackson on the last drive turn the football over.
You see, his coach was telling him that. Let that football go into the end zone. Here's Montgomery, spinning. Gives him a little bit of breathing room outside the 10. LaDainian Fields makes the stop, 9-yard pickup.
And I believe number 5, Brian McCoy, was there one-on-one to make a tackle, but that's what Miles Montgomery provides. When it's muddy and there's no lane, he provides and makes a lane.
Gets the call again. Malik Charles makes the stop, 1-yard pickup. Should be enough for a first down.
It's good to see him back. He was hurt last week in that game. He does a nice job shock setting, winning inside the B gap, which isn't even his responsibility. So it's a nice heads-up play by number 0, Malik Charles, who actually, Brian, only played 3 high school football games.
Wow.
He was a basketball and volleyball player in high school.
Jackson throwing in double coverage, knocked away. He's looking at Wade Charles. Parker Robertson was right with him.
That's a really good job by number 8, Parker Robertson. You can see he bit on the play action, but he has that recovery speed to come and help out his mate on the outside, number 23, Kenneth Harris. It's a nice job vicing that in the air. And again, another ill-advised throw by Taven Jackson. You just got to be smart with the football. Can't put it up in double coverage.
Robertson, best player on this Cowboy defense. He's the captain. Had a career game last week with an interception. He had a sack, a couple of pass breakups, and a game-high 8 tackles. Here's Montgomery.
And they got to get him going. They talked about running these duo plays, these double teams up front. You see it right there in the middle, Miles Montgomery. If you just give him a sliver of space, he's going to make something happen right there. Get 7 yards on that duo play by the Knights.
Third down has not been kind to the Knights this season. Just 33% bottom, towards the bottom there of the conference. Jackson throwing, swings it out to Montgomery. That's enough for a first down and a lot more.
So Clint Bowen decides to simulate the pressure. He drops the end, brings number 5 in the middle. Right there, number 25, Ike Asuana. He has Miles Montgomery to the flat. Miles Montgomery's going to win that foot race every time versus an outside linebacker. Nice job by Taven Jackson getting it to his back in the flat.
And they continue to feed him. Second and 8. Jaden Nixon has checked into the game, seeing his first action. He gets the carry. Nixon, and he's close to a first down and to midfield. Nixon is a guy, another senior. Spent 3 seasons as a member of Oklahoma State.
Yeah, and this is what they want to see more of, right? He's a guy, once you get him to the second level, he has the home run speed. But can you get the yards when it's not?
Oh, what a hit!
Ball's out.
And Parker Robertson came flying in there and put the wood to Jaden Nixon.
He stems late and times it up. What a physical play by Parker Robertson, because you already talked about it. He's their best defensive player. His game has really come on the last few weeks. He was dominant last week versus Kansas State. And what a play, timing up, right? We call that a late stem. He disguises, stems off the edge, and times up the snap count. And man, what a physical tackle on Jaden Nixon to get the pokes off the field on third down.
Great story. That's a kid who arrived on campus as a walk-on. I'm talking back in 2021. And this guy has turned into being the best defensive player on this Oklahoma State squad. Here's Gavin Freeman with the return across the 25. What a play by Parker Robertson.
Big-time players show up in big-time games. Parker Robertson, the best defensive player, getting the pokes off the field on third down. Yep.
Good look at Parker Robertson, and you can see what he's already done after a quarter and a half here basically today.
literally picking up where he picked up last week. I mean, look at that physicality on that tackle. And again, it's not just the physicality, it's the mentality too, right? To understand how to stem late, to hide that blitz coming off the edge, to get that big tackle for loss, to get his defense off the field.
Fields.
I mean, look at him screaming off the edge. Like, Taven Jackson didn't even see him. So you can't even fault the quarterback. You can't, he's reading the opposite defensive end. So, again, that's just understanding film study, the snap count of UCF, timing up that stem late, and then blitzing on time, again, to get that tackle for loss.
And I love what the coaches said, especially Clint Bowen, the defensive coordinator of the Cowboys. He said he's our best defensive player, but he's a guy, if you go to the combine, he's not going to blow you away with the statistics, the speed, the high jump, none of that stuff. But he said, if you put some pads on him, he is a football player. Fumble by Freeman, picks it up. Now, dropped about a yard behind the line of scrimmage.
Now, the interesting thing about that, it looks like it was a two-hand push pass. So usually that's an incomplete pass. And I think they're talking about that right now.
At least that's what the Cowboys are saying.
On the previous play, the quarterback passed the ball forward. It is an incomplete pass. The ball will be returned to the previous spot. It's third down.
And that's why a lot of times they'll have that two-handed like push pass, because if there is a mishandle between the quarterback and the receiver, it becomes an incomplete pass.
So third down. And let's call it 8.
Really haven't heard from the two edge guys, Malachi Lawrence and Najee Kelly. Again, they got number 0 in the middle right there to dictate this protection. They want 5 one-on-ones. Let's see if somebody up front can win for the UCF Knights.
Freeman is in motion. And a timeout's going to be called by
Oklahoma State
the
takes
Cowboys.
their first charge timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length.
You can see a 3 for 5 on third down. So they've been really efficient.
But when you look at it, a lot of those have been third and shorts, right? Now, they did have the earlier completion on 3rd and 8 on that corner route to Terrell Davis, but most of the time they've been ahead of the sticks. This is, again, a long third down. We saw them last time on 3rd and 13, hand the ball off and be a little bit conservative. Be interesting to see what offensive play caller Kevin Johns does right here.
Good look there at Coach Meacham. Again, the interim head coach here at Oklahoma State. Played offensive lineman, so it's his alma mater in the 80s. Scott Frost. Third and 8. Trips at the top of your screen. Flowers looks, throws, incomplete. The direction of Shamar Rigby.
Right there, Alex grants another simulated pressure. He brings the safety, number 8. Damari Henderson off the edge, forces that errant throw. They were trying to find Rigby on a quick comeback route. Flores puts it too far out in front. The Knights get off the field on third down.
Paul will punt things away. Jackson. Again, fair caught at the 15. Oklahoma State has lost 9 straight games. They have not won since the season opener. And that was an FCS squad. They took on UG Martin.
Yeah, Haas Haney, their starting quarterback. He looked electric the first 2 drives. I actually happened to call this game because, and he got hurt the 3rd drive and just hasn't been the same since he got hurt. You see Gavin Freeman right there getting to the end zone, but Haas Haney was their starting quarterback. He was dynamic, not only throwing the ball, but running the ball the first couple drives of that game.
That's the last time the Cowboys have tasted victory. The last time they've won a conference game, you got to go back to November 25th of 2023 when they beat BYU in double overtime.
Yeah, It's been tough for the Pokes, right? Coaching changes. They haven't had a lot of success when you talk about conference games. The one thing I will say, and I had to tell this to Doug Meacham, I love how his guys have continued to fight this year. Even with all the circumstances they've been through. We saw last week a one-score game versus Kansas State. They looked really good versus Kansas. Just couldn't finish in the red zone. And again, that was their bugaboo last week as well. But this team has continued to fight. And this defense has had really good performances on the defensive side the last couple games. So you have to love the fortitude of these kids.
You look at the numbers, especially the last 5 games for Oklahoma State defensively.
Yeah.
I mean, they've just come down. They were in the 400s, and now it's low 300s.
They've literally performed 50 yards per game better every single game since Clint Bowen has taken over as the play caller.
Wow. Here's 1st and 10 for the Knights. Jackson throwing over the middle. Here's a flag, incomplete. DJ Black dropped it.
Holding, number 62, offense, 10-yard penalty, 1st down. Correction, the penalty is half the distance to the goal. It's 1st down.
Yeah, that's one of those plays where it's a snatch down, and the coaching staff is pulling them out of there. And you catch a defensive lineman off kilter. You're going to see it right here to the left of your screen, number 62. He has them blocked and just snatches them down. You just got to be smart, right?
Yep.
The ref is standing right behind that defensive tackle. You have them blocked. Just stay right there. Keep moving your feet. Block them. No need to snatch them down. You see Scott Frost getting after him a little bit right there.
Here's Montgomery. Montgomery's loose. Montgomery down the sideline. And out of bounds. Miles Montgomery, a 32-yard run.
A nice job on this counter play. They pull from right to left. You see number 78 right there, Preston Cushman. Nice block out in space. Right there, number 30 isn't able to get that as trip right. That's the speed of Miles Montgomery when he gets to the 2nd level. Nice job, nice patience, allowing the blocks to set up and then exploding through that hole for an explosive run.
Jaden Nixon has come in. That's complete. In the slot, Wade Charles.
If you're Scott Frost, you just want to see a little bit more of that from Taven Jackson, right? That right there is a rhythm throw. Nice job by Charles spotting up in zone coverage, and the quarterback hits him right on the helmet with the football. We saw Taven Jackson with that interception earlier, not understanding leverage, throwing the ball inside instead of outside. Right there, he puts the ball out in front for Charles to snatch it out of the air.
Fakes it to Nixon. Speedy. He is dropped by Parker Robertson. 2-yard loss.
What did Mark Jackson say? Mama, there goes that man. You better know where Parker Robertson is at all times. High football IQ, understands something doesn't smell right. They got the screenplay coming. He defeats the block, gets in the backfield. Again, you got to know where number 8 is at all times.
3rd down and 6. Jackson steps up, under pressure, sacked. Malik Charles. You know, Malik Charles was the guy who got carted off.
Yeah.
The game last week. He needs surgery. The guy's playing with a torn labrum in his shoulder.
And this is just miscommunication. Right there, Miles Montgomery's trying to chip, but he actually gets in the way of the right tackle, Preston Cushman. They bring number 3, Cam Smith, off the corner blitz right there, the boundary corner, and he ends up getting the sack. Nice job by Malik Charles, continuing to hunt off the edge.
UCF number 0 is wearing jersey number 93.
They'll punt it away. It's Anthony Veneri. Freeman from his own 20. Brought down at the 23-yard line. Antoine Jackson with the stop. 50-yard punt.
Malik Charles off the edge, getting a big sack for this Pokes defense. Boy, did this defense come to play today.
Second quarter. Oh, R.J. Harvey in the house here watching. As the Cowboys, they flip it. Gavin Freeman. over the edge here and brought down at the 30-yard line. 7-yard pickup for the Cowboys.
And because when we sat down with Kevin Jones, I asked him, on your play sheet, is there a certain amount of numbers you want to get Gavin Freeman the ball because he is your best playmaker on the outside? He's like, no, we just script plays for him. You see it right there. They like to get it to him in space, whether it's jet sweeps, screens. He's going to touch the ball a lot this game.
Freeman's already got a touchdown, the only touchdown so far of the game. Second and 3 here for the Cowboys from their own 30. Fields cuts back. Fields got a first down up the middle. Fields tripped up at the 45-yard line of UCF. DJ Bell makes the stop, 26-yard pickup.
Simple split zone. Nice job by number 74. You see him right there on the edge. Blocking as Grant Seeger, and he caves the defensive lineman down. Nice read by Rodney Fields. One cut, get downhill. We talked about how explosive he is. Low built to the ground, but he can open it up as well. You see it right there on that run.
Under 5 minutes until the half. Valahi, they fake it to him. And that one's thrown behind Cam Abshire.
Simple RPO run pass option. They're running zone up front. He sees the corner is off a little bit. Tries to find Cam Abshire. Just a little inaccurate from Zane Flores right there. He puts that ball behind Abshire.
Cowboys will be looking at 2nd and 10. Valahi brought down at the 37 of UCF. DJ Bell makes the stop. 7-yard pickup for the Cowboys. 3rd down and 3.
This Cowboys offensive line starting to get some movement on that night defensive front. Another nice hole right there, and a nice job by Sessi Valahi hitting it downhill to get them in 3rd and manageable. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised here. Another opportunity for a 2-down situation there. Most likely run it like they did here last time, and if it's 4th and 1, they'll go for it again.
They throw it again to the outside. Sam Jackson, he's got the first down.
Love the play call by Kevin Johnson. It is a run up front, but it's an RPO with it. You already motioned Sam Jackson. You out-leverage the defense. Easy throw right there from Zane Flores. What he does, he puts the ball in the belly of the running back, sees the defense is out-leveraged, just throws it to the flat to pick up the first down.
You can see Flores knocking on the door of 100 yards passing. With a touchdown. Didn't have any last week, but had 4 turnovers. He's got trips at the bottom of your screen. Quickly to Gavin Freeman in the slot. They're inside the red zone now. 9-yard pickup.
And Zane Flores is seeing the entire field right there. Gavin Freeman just spots up in zone again. Another RPO. You give him that much space, he's going to take the receiver that's wide open over the middle of the field. So, again, that's a run call, but because the defense is so soft in coverage, he picks it out of the running back's stomach at the best point and throws the ball.
If you're Oklahoma State, you certainly want to score before the half, considering UCF will get the football to begin the second half. Flores, under pressure, escapes, throws it away. John Walker, who initially applied that pressure to Flores.
And Flores missed Gavin Freeman down the seam. That's nice pressure off the edge by John Walker to speed up Zane Flores' clock. But if he just stuck to his left, he had Zane Flores wide open down the seam for a touchdown. I mean, Gavin Freeman wide open down the seam for a touchdown.
Fields is back in. He's behind Flores.
Look for them to potentially run the ball right here. Condensed formation looks like it's going to be a Wildcat.
Direct snap to Fields. He's going to run and tripped up. Cole Kozlowski, the senior, came firing through.
What a job by number 43, Cole Kozlowski. You can see him right here to the left of your screen. He knifes in. It beats a tight end block down here. I think that's Will Mundy, number 86. Well, actually, that's the extra O-lineman. That's Gage Stanley. They bring him in as the extra tight end. He does a nice job beating them in. If you're Oklahoma State, you're going to allow this clock to go all the way down to the 2-minute.
Timeout.
Decide what you want to do on 4th and 1.
They've already tried it one time on 4th and 1 and didn't get it and turned the football over. They'll be facing 4th and 1
timeout
from the 19. They've got 7-0. We'll be back after this. Two minutes until the half. Cowboys looking at a 4th and 1. They had a 3rd one. This is why it's 4th and 1.
A nice job by number 43, knifing inside Cole Kozlowski. He does a nice job beating the tight ends down block. And right here, if you're the offensive play caller, Kevin Johns, given the RPO option right here where your quarterback, Zane Flores, can potentially even pick up the first down with his legs. Something to the flat where you're moving the launch point.
Fields behind Flores. They've got 2 tight ends. They're going to run the option. Flores will keep it, and he's got a first down.
Love the play call. This old school option, right? I talked about using his mobility right there. They do it the old traditional way. Option does a nice job getting vertical, right? Not second guessing himself. On 4th and 1, you don't want to second guess yourself. He gets downhill and picks up a first down.
Cowboys still have 2 timeouts. Knights have 3.
Love the pace they're playing with as well. Like you said earlier, the Knights get the ball coming out of half. You want to make sure if you have to give this ball back to them, they don't have much time on the clock.
Fake the pitch. Flores keeps it. He's dropped at the 15-yard line by Kelly Lawson. 1-yard pickup.
Nice play by Kelly Lawson. Right there, they pulled the right guard and right tackle, and they both
UCF
blocked the
takes
same
their first
guy.
charge time out of the 30 seconds in late.
I like that by Scott Frost. Call the timeout, see if you can get the ball back to your offense. But again, if you're the Pokes offense, you had 2 guys come around the corner. Neither one of them blocked. Kelly Lawson, he's able to get downhill and hold that to a small gain.
Knights still with 2 more timeouts. Cowboys have got 2 as well. Well, the Knights, they've dropped 3 straight. Last time they won, well, you got to go back to mid-October against West Virginia, and they were dominant in that game.
Yeah, last time the defense had a truly dominant performance, and the run game really got going that game as well. So Scott Frost talked about that. He was like, our defense has played well. I want them to go win a game for us. I feel like they haven't had a game where they just won it on the defensive side. Maybe Jacksonville State was the game. Talked about West Virginia. But right now their defense has played well, but they have a big opportunity right here to hold the Pokes to a field goal attempt and not a touchdown.
Second and 9. Fields gets to the edge. Inside the 10, cuts back, and brought down at about the 7-yard line. That's enough for a first down. They'll be looking at 1st and goal.
They love this counter play. Again, number 76, the left guard, Bob Schick. He gets to the outside. Number 43 for UCF, Cole Kozlowski. He's in the right position, but Rodney Fields is able to stiff arm him, get to the edge, and then make another guy miss and pick up a first down. What a run by Rodney Fields right there.
Fields has got 72 yards rushing, averaging nearly 6 a carry. Minute left until the half. Flores looking, under pressure, keeps it. Flores to the end zone, falls in, yes! Touchdown, Oklahoma State.
What a play by Zane Flores. Look at him, scan left, scan right, doesn't like what he sees. The pocket opens up for him, and he just is physical right there at the goal line. Talked to Kevin Johns about this because when I had their games earlier, not a lot of quarterback design runs, but we saw last week versus Kansas State. He do this multiple times, especially on third downs. Use his mobility. It's not talked about enough, right? He's not overly athletic, but he can hurt you with his legs, and you see it right there, the tenacity to get into the end zone, to get the pokes on the scoreboard.
Folks, Oklahoma State averages 14 points a game. When you talk about FBS programs, they are 132nd out of 136 FBS programs when it comes to scoring.
So it's dead last, is what you're saying.
Basically. And they've already put up 14.
But the issue with them, and you highlighted this earlier, because they can move the ball. They've struggled in the red zone. But today, in the red zone twice, 2 touchdowns. And that's where they have taken a step when it comes to being a competent offense and finishing drives, right? Because that's where they've really struggled, is in the red zone. They've turned the ball over in the red zone. They've missed field goals. But today, they finished in the red zone, and that's why they're up 14-0.
I think of everything that Coach Meacham talked to us about. And he said, I know it's simplistic, but he said, if we take care of the football, if we score touchdowns in the red zone, and we get turnovers, we can win the game.
Which they've done already.
Which they've done.
Had an interception, forced another fumble. They couldn't get the ball back, but they finished in the red zone, and they've taken care of the football. So, again, love the mental fortitude of this team. They've been through so much this year. Their coach got fired, transfer portal, but these guys continue to fight week in and week out. Most excitement they probably had all year long. Again, this offense has been flowing. And we talked about the defense being a strong suit, but now they're playing complementary football. And when you can do that, that's how you get wins.
And a lot on the line here, obviously, for the Knights, because you want to be bowl eligible. Yeah. And this is you got to win these last 2 games.
And it'll be interesting to see how aggressive Scott Frost gets right here. Now they do get the ball coming out at half, so you have an opportunity for a 2-for-1 right here. Does he put the ball in Taven Jackson's hands and tries to steal maybe 3 points right before half here?
Pressure coming. Flags.
Prior to the ball being snapped, false start, number 62, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Again, the pre-snap penalties is what's hurt them all year long, and hurt them last week versus Texas Tech. And again, another false start puts you behind the 8 ball, behind the sticks.
1st and 15. Pressure coming up the middle. Jackson flushed, throws. That's complete. There's Wade Charles. He spins towards a first down.
And that was big because the clock stopped.
CF takes their second charge time out of the half, 30 seconds in late.
Knights will have 1 more left.
Yeah, I think that's the receiver coach, Sean Beck. I think he's telling him right there, when you're near that sideline, just get out of bounds, right, so we can save a timeout. Actually surprised they called it because the clock does stop to reset the football. That opportunity to spike the ball and save that timeout. But that's just a young player trying to make a play. And if you're Wade and Charles, you have to understand, if you're near that sideline, get out of bounds so your team can save that timeout.
Just a freshman. In fact, a true freshman. So the Knights will 1 timeout. Cowboys have got 2. Keep in mind, UCF will get the football to begin the second half.
Thing to also talk about is Noe Ruelas has a big leg. And Scott Frost said he doesn't mind rolling him out at the 40, maybe even plus. We saw in pregame because he'll make a 58-yarder that had about 10 yards on it still.
So they need about 25 more yards. Wayne Speedy Thomas in motion. Pressure up the middle and dropped by DJ Black. Crossing route, had it, dropped it.
And that's the second drop of the day. And if you're DJ Black, you have to be smart, right? Pressure's coming. You got to get your head around to the quarterback. He's running that drag route and just looking at the sideline. Get your head turned to the quarterback. You catch that, you got a lot of space to turn up the field right there.
Cowboys show pressure, back out. Now here he comes. Jackson throws it. Short, intercepted. LaDainian Fields with the pick. And you got 30 seconds for the Cowboys to make something happen.
So you said pressure comes with simulated pressure. They drop the left defensive end and they run a twist game. You see Wendell Carter, he wraps around. But again, Taven Jackson hits when he throws this, leaves the ball inside. That ball is expected outside. And if you float the ball, you can see it from the right. Number 4, Wendell Gregory. He does a nice job. Up and under, we call that a text game. He gets that pressure on Taven Jackson. Nice job by Brian McCoy in that pass rush game. They aren't able to pass it off because of the pressure. Taven Jackson can't step into the throw, leaves it inside. It gets picked off.
Second interception for Fields. There was a flag, and I think it's on the celebration by the Cowboys.
Yeah, the whole defense ran to the end zone right there, so won't be surprised if this is probably a personal foul, unsportsmanlike. But again, we talked about this Pokes defense in the intro.
The result of the play is an interception. After the play was over, there are multiple unsportsmanlike conduct fouls against Oklahoma State. Number 9, number 22, and number 14. That is each player's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game. There's one 15-yard penalty that will be enforced. It's first down, Oklahoma State.
So instead of having it at the 35, they've got it at the 20, their own 20.
And if you're Doug Meacham, I don't even know if you're mad about that because you love to see the energy on the sideline. Right, you haven't been in this position before. Your defense is making plays. Your offense is playing complementary football. So, yes, you would love for them not to get the unsportsmanlike, but you love that they have that energy on the sideline.
His 14 points is the largest the Cowboys have had against an FBS opponent so far this season. Here's Fields over that right side for 5. And you can see Oklahoma State is satisfied with this 14-point lead, and they're going to go into that locker room with it.
No need to make any mistakes. You just get a big turnover. You just scored on your last drive. You're up 2 scores. Just go into halftime, regroup, see if you can come out with that same energy to start the second half.
How about their defense? Have pitched a shutout in the first half, but they've equaled their season average when it comes to scoring points. UCF will get the ball to begin the third quarter, down 14-0 to Oklahoma State, who's trying to put an end to a 9-game losing streak. You're watching the Big 12 Conference on ESPN. We're in the Bounce House, Orlando. It's senior day as we begin the second half. And the Knights of UCF will get the football, find themselves down 14-0 to Oklahoma State. Scott Frost looking to draw up something to get his offense going. They've turned the football over twice in the first half and have yet to put up any points. Meanwhile, Zane Flores has had himself quite a half. 11 of 19. He's thrown for 105 yards and already won through the air, and he's run for a touchdown.
Yeah, if you're Scott Frost, I would like to see some of those 2-back sets with Miles Montgomery and Jaden Nixon. Earlier in the season, they had some success doing it. Haven't really done it the last few games because Montgomery's been banged up.
Speedy Thomas back deep for the Knights from his own 1. And driven back at the 15. So here comes Taven Jackson. Jackson was 7 of 13, 74 yards. Man, Parker Robertson already 4 tackles. He's come up big. Two interceptions as well in the first half for Taven Jackson. Again through the air, he's got a man wide open. He's got Dylan Wade, and Dylan Wade's going to the house. 83 yards, and like that, the Knights strike.
violation by the secondary. And I believe it was number 8, Parker Robinson. They run this wheel route. They just bring Wade. They lay this play down the seam. He just dropped in coverage. Right, you see number 27 out there, Raymond Gay, who made the transition from corner to safety. He just runs by everybody on a simple wheel route. That's just bad eye violation by the secondary of the Pokes defense. Little play action pass, Wade's wide open down the right sideline.
Extra point is good. One play, 83 yards, Legend.
And if you're the Knights, this is how you get back in the game. Again, bad eye violation by the secondary. Dylan Wade makes them pay. Knights get on the scoreboard.
Dylan Wade, his first touchdown catch of the season. Comes off of Taven Jackson's longest pass of the season. Took him just 13 seconds, 83 yards.
Yeah, again, bad eye violation by the secondary of the Pokes defense. Simple wheel route concept from Dylan Wade. Easy pitch and catch from Taven Jackson to get the Knights on the scoreboard.
And just like that, that lead has been cut into half. 14-7 our score. And now let's see how the Cowboys respond.
An old momentum shift. Talked about how the Cowboys respond right here. Just keep doing what you've been doing the first half, right? Nice balance between run and pass with Rodney Fields. They've been able to move the launch point, move Zane Flores outside the pocket. He's been able to see the field and make some completions down the field.
See what he's done the last 2 games. See what he's done today. Rodney Fields has got 76 yards rushing already. They fake it to him. Throw behind Shamar Rigby.
Nice job by number 7, Antoine Jackson. Looked like he got a little gimped up right there. He ran to the sideline after that play, but nice job in tight man coverage. Forces an incomplete pass there.
Cowboys with trips, the bottom of your screen. Inside the Fields. He's popped after a pickup of 1. Rodney Laura.
Nice job by number 20 in the middle of your screen, Lewis Carter. Watch him diagnose the play, get downhill, and help out on that tackle.
Third and 9 coming. Oklahoma State, 50% on third down, 4 of 8.
Where they've struggled is 3rd and long in this scenario right here. Again, this is where they like to put number 0 in the middle over the center to dictate the protection to go 5 one-on-ones.
Flores throwing to the outside. High point and caught by Terrell Davis. Terrell Davis, what a catch.
I think it's incomplete though.
Oh, you talk about high point and go get it.
That's the thing, it's hard to see. Did that right foot get in? Let's see. No. It's nice tight coverage right there by number 29, Jaden Bellamy. You want to use the sideline as an extra defender. He does a nice job pushing him towards the sideline. Terrell Davis, nice catch, but isn't able to get that right foot in bounds.
Wes Paul will have to punt it away. Antoine Jackson. Once again, he calls for the fair catch. 43-yard punt. Here comes Taven Jackson again. Look what they did in the first half compared. I mean, that one play matched basically everything they did in the first half of play here.
If you're Scott Frost, you have to love how your teams come out the second half. One play, 83 yards, a touchdown. The defense goes 3 and out and gives the ball right back to the offense.
Here's Here's Montgomery, and he is wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage.
It's a nice job by number 87, Deshaun Brown, right here, disengaging off the block. But that's another play right there. Taven Jackson gets on the end. There's an RPO where he can just throw it to the tight end in the flat. He decides to give it to his running back instead of pulling that ball, and Brown makes a play in the backfield.
He's the hammer of that front for the Cowboys, their best defensive lineman up front. Jackson, that's complete to DJ Black. Cam Smith with the stop, pick up a 4.
Simple stop route, timing between quarterback and receiver. Nice job by DJ Black spotting up right there, but also a nice tackle by Cam Smith.
Empty set for Jackson. He'll step up and take off. He's got enough for a first.
And you want to see a little bit more of this from Taven Jackson, right? He scans, doesn't like what he sees down the field. Be decisive. If you're going to take off and run, just be decisive about it. Does a nice job on third down, knowing where the first down marker is, and just getting enough to get that first down.
Athleticism runs in the family. His brother, Trace Jackson Davis, of course, plays for the Golden State. His father played cornerback at Washington State. They keep it on the ground to Montgomery.
Montgomery on the carry. Up to the 40-yard line.
Nice physical tackle by number 6, Brandon Rawls right there. They run this counter play. They pull their right guard and bring the tight end back around. He reads it, gets downhill, holds that to a small gain.
Knights are looking at 2nd and 8 from their own 40. That's the speedy Thomas. Brought down at the 45.
And they'll line him up everywhere because you saw right there he was in the backfield. They motioned him out. They just want to get it to him in space right there. A little bit of an inaccurate pass. He had to reach back to get that ball, kind of threw off the timing of the blockers with the screenplay, but you still get positive. You get positive gain right there.
Davy Belfort has come in. He's usually the Wildcat quarterback. Generally, it's a run. And he'll keep it. Pick up maybe a yard or 2.
And Parker Robinson, again, not fooled by the fake jet sweep. Gets up the field, comes downhill, makes a tackle.
4th and 2. And they're going to punt it away.
I know everybody's booing, but this is the right decision. Your defense just went out there, got a 3 and out. You want to play the field position game right here. You want to pin Oklahoma State back deep. Hopefully get another 3 and out and get really good field position if they have to punt it back to you.
Flag. Freeman calls for the fair catch. Officials will talk with Coach Meacham. "41-yard punt."
Yeah, Coach Meacham has to decide if he just wants to take the extra 5 yards or make them repunt.
Illegal formation, offense. There were more than four players lined up in the backfield. It's a 5-yard penalty, and it will be tacked on to the end of the kick. First down, Oklahoma State.
So the Cowboys have it when we
Timeout
come
on the
back.
field.
10 minutes left here in the third quarter. Oklahoma State up 7. 10 minutes left here in the third quarter. The Oklahoma State football. We got 14 points in the first half. The offense has stalled here lately. Flores throwing too high. Trying to hit Sam Jackson, the 5th.
Try to go up one hand and come down with that. And if you're Zane Flores, you got to put a little touch on that pass to get it over that safety. Puts a little bit too much on that, and Sam Jackson isn't able to climb the ladder and come down with the football.
Second and 10. Flores will keep it and brought down. Sack. LaFontaine.
It's a nice job by the defensive line. We call this pass rush lane responsibility. R.J. Jackson does a nice job working from inside, and he comes out, got banged up. He's actually down right now on that play. But that happened because of number 2, Phillip Dunham. He went out to the flare screen. Nobody was open. And we saw Zane Flores eat the ball and just try to get downhill. It's good to see R.J. Jackson up on his feet.
He's the transfer out of Tulsa. Walks off under his own power. 3rd and 11 now.
And right there, they tried to get the ball to Rodney Fields in the flat on a screenplay, which is an extension of the run play. But they got to get him going. He was their bell cow in the first half, had over 70 yards rushing. Here on 3rd down, again, we haven't really seen these two defensive ends, Najee Kelly, number 9, and Malachi Lawrence, have their imprint on the game yet.
Flores spins out. Flag. Throws.
Number 5, offense. The penalty is declined. The result of the play is a 4th down.
That's Grayson Brusso, the tight end.
Yeah, and he was actually blocking number 51, Malachi Lawrence, who caused that hold to happen. But either way, the pass was short of the first down marker. Scott Frost decides to decline it. Knights get off the field again on 3rd down. You're going to see Malachi to the right side. He's one-on-one with number 85, Grayson Brusso. And right there, letting the ref know, hey, man, this guy's got a little bit of lacrosse. Go ahead and throw the flag. Able to help the Knights get off the field on 3rd down.
Ron Jackson catches it at his own 35. Breaks the tackle and across midfield.
Nice return by Antoine Jackson right here. Nice job coming up and fielding that ball full speed. It's about 12, 11 yards there. And we talked about this. Everybody was moaning in the crowd about them punting the ball on 4th down. But this is why you do it. Your defense goes 3 and out, and now you're right at the 50-yard line in good field position. Not be surprised if they take a shot down the field. This is the area where Scott Frost likes to dial up a shot play down the field.
Montgomery in the backfield. Quickly, Charles. Brought down at the 44 of Oklahoma State.
Yeah, nice read by Taven Jackson. RPO, pulls the ball and finds Wayden Charles spotting up his zone coverage.
Cowboys show pressure. Montgomery up the middle, close to a 1st down, about a yard shy.
Clint Bowen on 2nd and short, he's not going to sit back. He did bring that pressure there. It's just a gritty run by Miles Montgomery to get positive yards.
Ike Suina looking to stop Oklahoma State. Two tight ends. Montgomery. He's right there at that 1st down marker.
It's going to be close. I think they're going to say he's just short. Nice job by Ike Suina again right there. Disengaging. Clint Bowen sends some pressure. They slant the defensive line. Nice knockback by the Cowboys defense.
They're going to look to measure.
because Miles Montgomery was fired up. Because there was nothing there. He essentially did that by himself. There was a nice job by the Pokes defensive line getting knocked back right there. Wasn't much space for him, but he's able to get just enough to pick up that first down.
Drive continues. And it's Montgomery again. Montgomery now with over 60 yards rushing.
Nice tough 4-yard run right there. Number 80, Max Drag, had a nice block on the edge to spring Montgomery free for those 4 yards.
Couple of tight ends here for the Knights. Jackson drops back, and he's going to throw it away. Wendell Gregory applying the pressure.
Question was he still in the tackle box right there? Because he drifted left, then went back right. Looks like they're going to say he was. The ref's actually discussing it now. If you look at it from the end zone copy, see drifts left, drifts back right. I think he just got out the tackle box.
And threw a pass line of scrimmage.
Correct.
Third and 6. Jackson, under pressure sack. Gregory again. Leads all FBS freshmen in tackles for loss. You see why.
He's their most gifted defensive lineman. You see him right there on Paul Rubo, number 69. We call this a ghost rush. You show the hand and you dip up under it. Look at the lean from number 4, Wendell Gregory. Week 1 had 3 sacks, which tied Alden Smith's freshman record for most sacks in the game by a Big 12 freshman. Nice job right there on third down, using that ghost move and athletic ability to dip under the punch and collect that sack.
Fair call. Royal Capel.
A little bit of a defensive battle here because in this third quarter, right?
Well, you talked about it even at the top.
Yeah.
You said both of these programs are going to rely on their defense, which has been stepping up here the past few weeks.
Without a doubt. We talked about the Cowboys defense and how they played really well the last 3 weeks. The Knights, for most of the season, besides last week, have played really well. But it's just been 3 and out after 3 and out in this third quarter, and something that we kind of expected in the beginning of the game.
From their own 13. Fields. That's a 3-yard pickup.
You're Oklahoma State here. You just got the ball to Rodney Fields. I said they needed to do that a little bit more. Gavin Freeman is your other big playmaker. Right here, would not be surprised if they move the launch point, right? Move the pocket, bootleg, get Zane Flores outside the pocket so we can see the entire field and get the ball to Gavin Freeman, who's really good in space.
Fields driven back. Philip Dunham was the first guy to beat him.
See number 20 right in the middle. Shock said, get off the block. What a play by number 20, Lewis Carter, who's one of the better defensive players on this defense, has really good instincts. Knows how to slip blocks, but he does a nice job engaging the guard, getting off that block, and holding that to a small gain.
Cowboys now 4 of 10. So long ago, we were talking about their 50%. Yeah. Now 4 of 10 on third down.
Yeah, really struggled to get in the rhythm in this second half.
Pressure off the edge, sack. It was only a matter of time. This time it's Isaiah Nixon, the redshirt sophomore.
And he's a backup defensive end, but him and number 99, Jamal Johnson, play extremely hard. Nice job bending that edge. He just really runs the hump right there. Throws a rip move, leans inside out, and finishes at the quarterback. And I love that he swiped at the football, couldn't get it. But what a rush by Isaiah Nixon. Running that hump, getting on the edge, and getting the Knights off the field on third down.
And getting his first sack of the season. Jackson with the fair catch. The Knights with the football, down 7. At noon on ESPN. First and 10 here for the Knights. From their own 45. Montgomery to midfield. 3 minutes left in the quarter. Make that third down.
And for this to potentially be 2-down territory, if they're able to get 2 or 3 yards here, I think Scott Frost will be aggressive and go for it on 4th down, especially the way his defense has come out the second half. '69 move.
And a flag.
False start. Number 69, offense. 5-yard penalty, third down.
It's like a broken record. Pre-snap penalties.
It's what's plagued them. And that's your senior, right? 6-year senior who's been an ambassador here at UCF. Paul Rubelt, who's played a lot of football. You just don't expect that from a veteran guy like that. And this is what has hurt them and plagued them, right? You go from 3rd and 4 to now 3rd and 9. It's a totally different play call as far as how aggressive you want to be here. If you're Taven Jackson, you just got to take care of the football.
UCF takes their first charge timeout of the half. 30 seconds delay.
5 penalties for the Knights for 27 yards, but you know the defense certainly has been the story thus far. It's something that you know a lot about since you played it, and one of the things that you talked about.
Yeah, we talked about that in the intro. We thought this would be a defensive battle, and you said, how can each team win? I said, both of these defenses have to show up, and they've showed up and showed out. Talk about the takeaways. Oklahoma State has had 2. UCF hasn't gotten one yet. But you see it right there, 2 sacks from each team, 9 total tackles for loss. This has been a defensive-centric game so far, which was kind of what we expected. The thing is, who on offense is going to be able to make it a play to get their team over the hump at the end of this game? Scott Frost, you're probably ripping your hair out that you had to burn a timeout early in the second half, right? You still got another quarter to go. You already used 1 timeout. We're 3rd and 4. You jump off sides. Not only do you jump off side, now you have to burn a timeout in back-to-back plays.
And looking at 3rd and 9. Jackson will step up and will take off. He's got a first down.
Love what Scott Frost did. He removed the back, which removed the linebacker, so it's a 4-man rush. And nice job by Taven Jackson. Once you see that the defense is out of there, he's decisive with his legs. We talked about this because I want to see him do more of this. Be decisive. You scan, you don't like what you see, you're mobile enough to make some plays with your legs, and he picks up a big 3rd down right there.
Got about 90 seconds left in the quarter. Jackson under center. Gives it to Montgomery. That's 4-yard pickup.
Again, that's what Miles Montgomery provides, right? The grittiness, the toughness, right? They've missed that the last game and a half. A guy that can pick up the gritty yards. We saw him pick up a gritty 4th and 1 carry earlier this game. Just want to stay ahead of the chains right there. 4 yards, 2nd and 6, the whole playbook is open.
Under a minute. Montgomery, first down and a flag.
Yeah, they're going to get 69 again. Paul Rubal on a hold right there on the edge.
Holding, number 62, offense, 10-yard penalty, second down.
To the left of your screen right here. And right there, that's number 62, Jabari Brooks. Looks like his hands were inside. Maybe got out a little high at the end of the block. Ref throws the flag. And that's the thing, as an offensive lineman, you don't know where the running back is running. You're going to see number 62 to the other of your screen. Number 17 right there. Havali Kafusi is the one that reaches out that forces that hold call.
Jaden Nixon is checked into the backfield for the Knights. Jackson, plenty of time. Now rolls right, reverses, and throws it away. How he got out of the grasp of Armstrong Nottam. That was a Houdini type act he got away.
Yeah, I don't know how he got out of this one, but that was a heck of a job by Taven Jackson to be able to just get out of that tackle and throw that football away. Seems like Nottam had him wrapped up, but he's able to throw the football away.
3rd and 16 now. Pressure. He'll take off and brought down. Malik Charles.
Taven Jackson getting up a little slow, and Malik Charles is down too.
He's down. Keep in mind, he's playing with a torn labrum in his shoulder. He will have surgery, they said, as soon as the season is over.
Shows you the toughness that kid has, right? A lot of players would have shut it down. Maybe got that fixed. The coaching staff, man, they said they love this kid, right? He continues to fight, and you see him right there. Look at the effort right there off the edge. He beats him with a two-hand swipe, chases down Taven Jackson. You'll see him at the top of your screen, and he's dealing with that right shoulder injury or left shoulder injury. You see the brace right there. Right, and even when he was hurt, you see him trying to reach and get the football right there. That lets you know where his mentality is.
Yeah.
I love that. I just hope he's okay, because he's shown through adversity like what a college football player should be all about. Right, he's putting a team in front of his own personal needs by continuing to fight through this injury to play for his brothers.
Had a big collision in that Kansas State game last week. Got carted off the field, but they said it was more for precautionary reasons. And even told the coach, I'm playing next week. You can see he's in here. He's got the torn labrum. They've already they've basically scheduled the surgery for right after the season. But he said, I'm going to finish the season out.
Yeah, that was a scary look last week, right? Anytime you get carted off the field, you just never know. But again, to see this guy out here, we saw him already make a sack earlier this game right there, almost another sack, chasing down Taven Jackson. He just continues to fight. In this era of college football, where so many other guys would have shut it down, right, and just only think about themselves, he's laying on the line for his brothers and his teammates.
Out of Arizona. Started his career at Northern Arizona and West Georgia. Now Oklahoma State.
Yeah, just love his toughness, man. Like, again, hoping he's all right. We talked about it was a scary situation last week when he got carted off, even though it was precautionary. You can tell he's clearly in pain, right? Grimacing every step he takes. But you just love the mental fortitude and the mental toughness and physical toughness of this kid. I think he's maybe holding the wrist right there.
Yeah.
But got to give some love to Clint Bowen, because Taven Jackson has really struggled with these simulated pressures where they look like they bring in pressure, they drop the end, and they rush one of those linebackers up the middle.
This is the end of the third quarter.
Well, we played 3 here in Orlando. Fourth quarter coming. Knights down 7. Started the fourth quarter. UCF punting away from midfield. Almost blocked. Freeman from inside his own 10. You know, we talked about Oklahoma State. Their last victory came their season opener. They've lost 9 straight. Well, For UCF, their last win came mid-October here against West Virginia, where they put up a dominating performance offensively and defensively.
Yeah, probably their best complete game of the season versus West Virginia. The defense was stifling. The offense got the ball going down the field. Had a heartbreak loss to Houston after that, and Texas Tech, another tough loss on the road. So if you're Scott Frost, just like Oklahoma State, you need to get into that win column.
Knights have lost 3 straight coming into this game. Flores throwing, incomplete again behind Sam Jackson.
And if you're Sam Jackson right there, you have to understand that zone coverage, if there's a linebacker sitting there, just spot up for your quarterback. He continued to run the route. Zane Flores was expecting him to spot up, so that's why that ball was behind him and not right on his chest.
They'll put it on the ground this time. Ilahi with the carry. Pickup of 2.
2 defensive tackles inside doing work. Number 95 and number 92 right there. R.J. Jackson. You see Lewis Carter coming downhill off the edge. That's a nice job of the 2 defensive tackles. They stunned him, got off the block, and made plays.
Third and 8. From their own 15. Low snap, flag.
Got movement, I believe, before the snap.
False start. Offense. Multiple players move, but the center did not snap the ball. It's a 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Yeah, so the center double clutched it before snapping. It seemed like everybody else was on that snap down. And then Zane Flores takes a nasty hit right there from Malachi Lawrence. Wouldn't be surprised if Oklahoma State just hands the ball off. You remember they were in a scenario earlier in the first half, 3rd and 13. They just ran the ball and punted it away.
4 of 11 on 3rd down. Valahi. For maybe 3. And they'll punt it away.
Getting a little testy out there between O-line and D-line. But yeah, right there, Kevin Johns, just like he did in the first half, 3rd and 13, backed up, don't want to put the ball in harm's way. You're going to play to your defense, who's played really well, hand the ball off, and just punt it away.
Last 3 drives, all have been punts for Oklahoma State.
Yeah. But adversely, besides that one play for 83 yards, the first play of the second half, Oklahoma State's defense has done really well, too.
Here's Antoine Jackson. Cuts back, breaks the tackle, got the midfield, and finally brought down at the 45 of Oklahoma State. Oh, the Knights are in good field position, down 7 here in the 4th quarter. 4th quarter, 14-7. You know, it's senior night here at UCF. They honored 25 seniors before the game, including Paul Rubelt. This guy's one of the longest tenured Knights. 5 years, 6 seasons here in Orlando. And listen, family didn't even come across the country. I'm talking about from a different continent, from Frankfurt, Germany. Congratulations to Rubelt, wrapping up his collegiate season here in Orlando. That's complete to Wade and Charles.
Nice job by Taven Jackson. Off-platform throw here. You see the pressure up the middle by number 5, Brian McCoy Jr. He's able to find Wade and Charles uncovered down the left sideline.
There's Paul. Six seasons here at UCF. Call it 2nd and 1 for Montgomery. Gets the edge, cuts back. There's a flag.
There's going to be a hold on number 0, Dylan Wade. Originally, the side judge didn't call it, but he threw the flag late. He was blocking number 8, Parker Robertson.
Holding, number 0, offense, 10-yard penalty, second down.
And again, it's tough if you're Dylan Wade. You're out here on the edge. We're going to see this right here. You don't know where the running back is. Now, if he had those hands inside, he might have been good. But you see that left hand, it got outside and on the back of Parker Robertson's jersey. Ref's going to call that every single time.
Yeah, Crayvon Barrett has been big. That brother's been busy. He's gotten his money. It's a lot of TV time today. Jackson on the run, throws across the middle of the field. And that is dangerous.
And that's a cardinal sin. They teach quarterbacks when they're younger. Never throw it back across your body. He's rolling to the right. So for you to get enough, velocity on the ball, you have to square up. He wasn't able to square up, and that ball just literally floated like a lollipop. Very dangerous throw from Taven Jackson right there.
He's looking at Dylan Wade, who began the second half with that 83-yard touchdown catch. So it's 3rd and 11.
Oklahoma State takes their first charge timeout of the half.
Clint Bowen, it's a coordinator, wants to call a timeout. You can see him right there.
30-second timeout.
And this is a big third down. We've seen twice Antoine Jackson have really big returns.
Yeah.
Gave them really good field position.
Right.
And it hasn't boded to anything yet. And now you're in 3rd and 11. There's not a lot of plays in the playbook for that. So it'll be interesting. If they're able to pick 5 or 6 yards up, I could see Scott Frost going for it just because how well his defense has pitched a shutout in the second half. But they have to get something going. They have to start paying off this good field position.
This is Clint Bowen's first season as defensive coordinator at Oklahoma State. The interesting thing for him was he kind of flipped. He was offense and then went to defense.
Yeah. So he's defensive by trade, right? That's where he built his career. Even at KU, he was the interim coach as a defensive coach. But since he's taken over, his defense has played really well.
Pressure. That pass is complete to Speedy Thomas. He's a couple of yards shy of a first down, so I'm sure they'll go for it. That's a pickup of 8.
Yeah, love the play call. You move the pocket, sprint out to the right. Taven Jackson's comfortable throwing on a run. Simple out route from Speedy Thomas right there. Hits him in stride to get into a 4th and manageable.
Looks like the freshman, A.G. Adai, has checked into the backfield alongside Jackson. 4th and 2. Jackson. Complete. A flag, though, to Wade and Charles. Charles brought down inside the 10.
So it's going to be on Oklahoma State. Adai was held out of the backfield. That's a gutsy throw by Taven Jackson, right? Because he wanted to go to the flat. It was taken away. Finds Wade and Charles, spots up in zone, hits him in between the numbers. A nice run after catch by Wade and Charles. But that's going to be a defensive hold on the Oklahoma State Cowboys.
Should go down as a 27-yard pickup.
Holding, defense. The penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down for UCF.
Yeah, you're going to see to the left of your screen.
The foul was on player number 30.
Right here, number 30, Trip White. He's going to grab Adai. You see him right around the shoulder pads. That's holding. But again, under pressure and duress. Nice throw by Taven Jackson. Off of one leg, he kind of almost like a fadeaway jumper right there. Finds Wade and Charles in zone coverage. And again, nice run after catch by Wade and Charles. Almost gets to the end zone right there.
1st and goal. Jackson. He's going to keep it to the 5 and brought down at about the 2. Brandon Rawls brings him down.
Yeah, Clint Bowen starting to add and bring some pressure. Nice job by Taven Jackson stepping up in the pocket. And again, being aggressive with his mobility. You don't like what you see down the field? Take off, use your mobility. Again, almost gets into the end zone. Nice effort play right there by number 6, Brandon Rawls.
Second and goal coming. They get in that red zone, usually they score. They go heavy. Direct snap to Montgomery, and he is met and driven back. Wendell Gregory was the first one to meet him.
Nice job by number 71 in the middle too, Aiden Kelly. And they brought in a lot of beef. They brought in 2 extra linemen. They put them at the fullback position, run a split zone. You can see number 71 right there in the middle. He spins off, comes back, and makes that play. But it all started with number 33, Kyron Duhan. Does a nice job.
Davi Belfort has come in at quarterback for UCF. And you generally see him on run plays. He has it. Belfort to the outside, and no! Brandon Rawls denies him.
What a read by Brandon Rawls. And Davi Belfort is a fast, athletic quarterback. He's able to beat the block to the outside. I think that's Miles Montgomery that tried to block him. But he read that all the way. See him from the inside out track. He makes Miles Montgomery miss. You see Miles is like, dang. Nice job by Brandon Rawls right there to get that tackle for loss.
Okay, so here comes Taven Jackson now. We're looking at 4th and goal. From the 3, Jackson. He's going to throw it. Got to be a wide open touchdown. Wade again.
Scott Frost dialing it up. We call this a throwback. Nice job by Dylan Wade. He sells the blocking. He's blocking downhill, then comes across on a drag route, gets dropped in zone coverage. Call that a throwback tied to the tight end. Nice play call by Scott Frost. Waiting to use that play at the right time. And the Knights 1 extra point away from tying it up.
Noe Ruelas in for the extra point. We are all tied up here at the bounce house.
Dylan Wade bluffing like he's blocking, comes across, easy throw for Taven Jackson. The Knights tie up the game.
Well, they call this place the bounce house for a reason. And the Knights have just tied up this game. 8 plays, 45 yards. They converted 2 fourth downs, Leger.
That's happening. Jackson. Taven Jackson is more comfortable. Dylan Wade, good things happen when you get him the ball, right? Got a reception right there for a touchdown in the right ear. He bluffs like he's blocking and comes across on a simple drag route. Another touchdown. Get the ball to your playmakers. They make plays for you.
Dylan away with 2 touchdown catches. We're all tied up at 14 here in the 4th quarter. Knights have lost 3 straight. Oklahoma State has lost 9 in a row.
Yeah, both of these teams really reeling for a win. And we talked about it in the beginning. This is a defensive battle, right? Now, whose defense is going to make that game-changing play, right, could determine who ends up winning this game. Protecting the ball will be of paramount right now in the end of this 4th quarter.
Scott Frost said, I love my defense, but I want to see my defense win a game for him. Flores throwing and overthrows his receiver. Maltral Lopez, the intended receiver. You can see what the Knight defense has done. They've given up 14 points, but the second half, man, have they been stingy.
10 yards. That's what they're giving up the whole second half.
Isn't that something?
4 straight 3-and-outs. They have been dominant in the second half. We talked about it when we met with Scott Frost. He said, I want my defense to go out and win them a game, giving them an opportunity to win this game today.
Here's Freeman. Spins off a Knight. He's got enough for a first down.
I love the play design right there, right? You got a jet sweep to order motion to counter play for your receiver. That's not a running back. That's a receiver running that. They run the counter play off the jet sweep. That's nice play design by Kevin Johns right there. A lot of eye candy, and they bring it back in a traditional counter play.
This guy's got all kind of history there at Oklahoma. His grandfather played football at Oklahoma State. His father played football at Oklahoma. Here's Fields. He ran into a hammer. Lewis Carter.
I mean,
leading tackler.
Playing like the best defensive player on this team today. Look at him. Read, react, get downhill, meet Rodney Fields right in the middle. And you see him fired up, right? He's been lights out today from the middle linebacker position.
Under 8 minutes left in this game. Fields again. Tried to get through a little crease. Driven back. Pick up a 3.
Nice job by number 6, Isaiah Nixon, who had that sack earlier in the second half. Does a nice job setting the edge, but then falling back inside to get that tackle for a small gain.
Third and 6. From their own 41.
Seen a lot of edge pressure these last couple third downs. If you're Zane Flores, got to get rid of the ball quick.
Flores throws incomplete. DJ Bell in coverage.
And because I said you got to get rid of the ball quick, and it's a good thing you did because Malachi Lawrence was coming off the edge. It's a nice job in man coverage by DJ Bell. You're going to see him to the right of your screen. At the top of the route, doesn't get pushed back on the come by, and then doesn't interfere, right? Uses that left hand to dislodge the football. That's nice man coverage right there by DJ Bell.
You can see Coach Meacham.
That was just
he
a really
was all over it.
play.
He said he's all over my man. Antoine Jackson.
Did I hit a player?
It will roll out of bounds. They'll spot it at the 10. It will be night football. We're all tied up at 14 here in Orlando. Welcome back, Orlando. Coach Meacham trying to fire up his troops. Knights with the football. 6:46 left in this game. Jackson throwing. Over the middle, he's got a man up the seam. Dylan Wade, what a game he's had. 2 touchdown catches and a huge catch there, a 50-yarder.
Because what did we say? Get the ball to your playmakers. They love getting them ball down the seam. This is a nice layer throw over the linebacker before the safety can come downhill. Nice throw and catch and run by Dylan Wade. Got to get it to your best playmakers with the game on the line.
6 minutes left. They've got 1st and 10 from the Cowboy 40. Montgomery right up the middle, lowers the shoulder. He's 2 yards shy of a 1st down.
They go extra offensive lineman here, number 73, Jacob Mayava. They have him as a tight end and an extra lineman. Watch him from the right side of your screen, and this was the play before on the punt return.
Dodged a bullet.
Yeah, Jakari Henderson, it goes off his helmet. And right there, Trip White has an opportunity to recover it. He doesn't. The ball goes out of bounds, and then you see the explosive play by Dylan Wade on the very next play.
That was the punt. Gave the Knights the football, but man, they dodged the bullet there. So 2nd and 2. And it's Montgomery, and he got maybe a yard.
Right off his helmet. That's a heads-up play by Antoine Jackson because he sees it right away. He's trying to go recover it. Trip White just isn't able to fall on the ball, and like you said, the Knights dodged the bullet right there.
3rd down and 2. You're already in field goal range with your kicker. They'll go 2 tight ends here. Montgomery lowers the shoulder on Cam Smith, and it should be enough for a 1st down.
That's the thing about Miles Montgomery, no fear dodging. If he knows where the 1st down marker is, he's dropping his shoulder to get it. That's a nice tackle by Cam Smith, the corner, showing up in run support number 3. But what a physical run by Miles Montgomery.
Montgomery left the game to lowering that shoulder. So Jaden Nixon is now in. They fake it to Nixon, throw it to the outside. That's Wade Charles. There's a flag, though.
I don't know if they're going to call a legal man downfield by the offensive line. It's an RPO again.
Ineligible player downfield on the pass, number 80, offense. The tight end was covered up by a wide receiver on the line of scrimmage and went more than 3 yards downfield. It's a 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
So because that's an alignment issue, right? The tight end should be eligible, but because he was covered up by the receiver who should have been off the ball, he is ineligible to go downfield. So he was the blocker that went downfield on that RPO, and that's why it was an ineligible man downfield. Again, for Scott Frost, comes down to execution. You got to execute the finite details. You're supposed to be off the line of scrimmage, be off the line of scrimmage if you're a receiver.
They'll keep it on the ground, and Nixon, the former Oklahoma State, fumbled the football. And luckily, Johnny on the spot is Preston Cushman.
It'd be interesting
right tackle.
See if the ground caused that fumble.
Recovered by number 78 of the offense.
Ball's out.
2nd down.
Ball was out. They ripped it again. They dodged another bullet, right? We saw that on the muff punt. And right there, same guy, Trip White.
Same guy.
Right there, ripped the football away that time. It just isn't able to fall on it. Nice job by number 78, Preston Cushman. Johnny on the spot, falls on the ball.
.230 left in this one. And again, a full start. So instead of 2nd and 9, probably what, 2nd and 14?
Yep.
False start, number 55, offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
And if you're Scott Frost, you know what really bugs you there? That stops the clock. Right, you're trying to salt this game away and potentially win it at the end. You're in the right outside the red zone, self-inflicted wounds. So many pre-snap penalties right there. And again, the center moves, and then the rest of the offensive line moves. He moves and doesn't even snap the ball. So again, it's about execution and those finite details.
2:33 left in this game. Nixon finds a crease. He's got a 1st down and brought down at the 20. Against his former squad, he picks up 14 big yards for a 1st down.
Outside zone, good job by number 64 blocking right there. Guard, Mimar, he does a nice job climbing to the 2nd level on that outside zone. Nice job by Jaden Nixon. One cut, get downhill, picks up that 1st down on 2nd and forever.
And we have come to the 2-minute timeout.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
All tied up at 14. 2 minutes left in this game. The Knights at the 20-yard line. It's 14-14. The finish when we come back. Two minutes left in this game. We're tied up at 14. It's the Knights with the football. They will have 1st and 10 from the Cowboys' 20-yard line. Oklahoma State has lost 9 straight games. UCF has lost 3 straight. They need to win their last 2 games to become bowl eligible.
Yeah, if you're Scott Frost right here, you're right at the red zone marker. Gonna probably run the ball first down, make Oklahoma State use their timeout. Second down, would not be surprised. Run pass option for Taven Jackson, get him on the edge.
It's Jaden Nixon. Let me tell you something. He was basically a shoestring away from scoring.
Oklahoma State takes their second charge timeout of the half. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 1 minute and 54 seconds.
You're going to see it again. This outside zone, they like running this play with them. Right there, number 88, Landon Dean does a really good job collapsing from the left to the right, coming down the line of scrimmage. If he isn't there to shoestring tackle him, he gets to the second level. It's nights out.
Yes, it's nights out. One timeout left for the Cowboys. The Knights have two. Jaden Nixon remains in the backfield. He gets the call. And he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage by who else? Parker Robertson.
Oklahoma State takes their third and final charge timeout of the half.
And if you're Jaden Nixon there, you just got to know when the play is over, right? You don't want to lose yardage right there because you want to give yourself an opportunity on third down to pick up this first down, essentially salt the game away. Right there, he bounces it to the outside. And mama, there goes that man again from his safety position. Parker Robinson, he's not going to miss tackles in open space. But right there, Jaden Nixon, just put your head down and gain 1 or 2 yards. And coaching staff talked about that too. They said he's really good at the second level, but sometimes you can have plays like that that are negative plays. Right there, that was an inopportune time to have that.
So the Cowboys, no more timeouts. It'll be 3rd and 7. Coming here for the Knights.
Saw earlier in this game on third down, we saw Scott Frost move the pocket, and we saw a sprint out, and we saw Taven Jackson hit Speedy Thomas to the outside for them to go for it on fourth down to pick up that first down. Remember, that guy held on that pass. Let's see if they move the pocket here and you give Taven Jackson an option. If nobody's open in the flat, use your mobility and take off.
On the ground, then Nixon, and driven back again.
Clock will run down to about a minute. Scott Frost will call a timeout and bring the field goal unit on the field.
And if you're Scott Frost, it's good that you got Noe Ruelas as your kicker. He's a Lou Groza semifinalist. His career long is 54 yards. On the season, what, 14 of 16?
UCF takes their second charge timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length.
He'll be looking at a 34-yarder here.
Talking to Scott Frost, he said he's been one of their better weapons this season. Big leg, this is well within his range. Talked about him going 14 to 16 on the year, taking that nearly 90% success rate. So, again, this is in his wheelhouse.
Started his career at James Madison, UConn, now here at UCF. The senior for the lead. Anthony Veneris, the holder. Dalton Riggs, the snapper. And he's money. So with less than a minute left, the Knights take their first lead of this game.
Yeah, big drive for Zane Flores and this Oklahoma State offense who been kind of stalled out this second half. The clock isn't in front right now. You have no timeouts. You want to make sure everything is down the field, at least 10 yards. Work the sidelines as well. But what a job by Morellis, right? Ice in his veins, come in, kick that field goal. Less than a minute left to put his Knights up, 17-14.
You can see why. Again, Luke Rosa, semifinalists. Now, if you're Cowboys, you were looking for a good return. No timeouts in under a minute. Just the second meeting between these two programs. First meeting came 2 years ago, right here in this venue. UCF won 45-3. So here comes Flores. 13 of 27. He's thrown for 124. A touchdown. No interceptions. They've got to go 75 yards for a touchdown. Flores throwing to the outside. Intercepted! It's a pick six! Braden Marshall! Jaden Bellamy tipped it. And Braden Marshall comes up with the interception, who steps out.
And they're in zone coverage, and I thought Jaden Bellamy didn't get enough depth, but he gets a hand on it. A nice job by Braden Marshall running to the football. They always say, get to the football, good things happen. Tips and overthrows, got to get throws, because Coach Frost said he wanted his defense to win him a game.
The ruling on the field is an interception. After the interception, the runner stepped out of bounds at the 10-yard line. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 21, UCF. It is his first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game. It's a 15-yard penalty. First down, UCF.
Like you said, if you're Alex Grinch, DC, you're going to take it.
Without a doubt. I mean, you give up no points in the second half, only 14 in the first half, multiple 3-and-outs, and then the turnover to end the game. Again, Scott Foster, we talked to him in the meeting, said we wanted his defense to go out and win the game. They sure did that today.
Well, the Knight defense pitched a shutout in the second half when it mattered. Offense puts up 17 points. And unfortunately for Oklahoma State, the losing streak will now go to 10 straight games. UCF will come away with their 5th victory and now just need one more to become bowl eligible. Final thoughts?
You love that the Knights came out in the second half of the tell it 2 halves, and they fought their way to victory, right? The offense got things going with Dylan Ray. We tied in. We saw some tough runs from Jaden Nixon. But we talked about it because now this gives them an opportunity to extend their season. They go to BYU. They have to win that game. But you had to win this game for that game next week to even matter.
10 straight losses now for the Cowboys. The Knights with their 5th victory of the season. Well, for Leger Douzable, the former Knight, I'm Brian Custer saying so long here from Central Florida. Final score, UCF 17, Oklahoma State 14. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and they're archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Good night, Central Florida.